Hello guys, welcome back to another Division 2 video. So Year 6 Season 2 finally kicked off, and now we have a bunch of new gear and items that are worth grinding for. So in today's build video, I'm going to break down a simple but very powerful Negotiators Dilemma PVE build that works great for solo and team play. This build works exceptionally well with heroic content, so you should find it very easy to clear heroic difficulty activities out in the open world. So yeah, without further ado, let's get started. So guys, this is a 4-piece Negotiators Dilemma build, but before I get into the gear pieces, I'll show you the weapon first. So this is the new Strega Exotic Assault Rifle, and it's insane how powerful it is. Like, I just recently got this weapon and haven't gotten the chance to upgrade it yet, and it still absolutely shreds. Like, just imagine getting this thing to expertise level 27. So this weapon is it's pretty much an FAL, right? Just covered with some sort of cloth. And it has an amazing weapon talent. So this talent Unnerve is absolutely insane. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if the devs end up nerfing it. And if anyone's wondering, you can actually get this weapon from the season reward track for free. I think it's level 61. Oh, 69, sorry. So you unlock it at level 69. So basically, killing an enemy will apply a mark on every enemy within 20 meters of them, and multiple marks can be applied to the same enemy. And get this, the max number of marks that you can apply to an enemy is 5. So you will deal 15% amplified damage per mark to marked enemies. So that's like 75% increased weapon damage, right? That's crazy. Like, that's actually crazy. But this weapon talent is the main reason why I decided to run Negotiators Dilemma. The Negotiators Dilemma gear set actually goes hand in hand with the Strega Exotic AR. And that's because Negotiators Dilemma works similarly. So briefly, for those who may not know, with a 4-piece Negotiators Dilemma gear set, you will unlock the gear set talent Hostile Negotiations. So critical hits mark enemies for 20 seconds, right? Up to 3 marks total, and when you critically hit a marked enemy, all other marked enemies will take 60% of the damage dealt. But get this, since I have the backpack, that 60% damage gets bumped up to 112%. Thanks to the Negotiators Dilemma backpack talent, Critical Measures. So having the backpack plays a big role in the damage. Now for the mask, I'm using the Exotic Coyote mask to get an extra increase to my critical hit damage and chance. This mask is great for mid to long range DPS builds because the talent pack instincts will grant you a nice critical hit damage and critical hit chance buff the further you are from the enemy. Not to mention the additional 15% critical hit chance and 20% critical hit damage you get from the Negotiators Dilemma gear set, right? I'm going to show you guys the stats in just a sec, as well as an alternative for anyone who doesn't have the Coyote mask. But for the chest piece, I'm using Fenris Group AB, mainly for the extra 10% assault rifle damage, but a Cheska or Grupo vest makes a good alternative. And for the talent, I'm using Obliterate. But even though Obliterate got nerfed, it's still pretty much viable. So critical hits increase total weapon damage by 1% for 10 seconds, stacking up to 20 times. This used to be 25, so a 5% drop, right? Which isn't a big deal, right? So if you don't have the Coyote mask, what you can do is swap out the Dilemma holster for the new Centurion Exotic holster if you have it unlocked. Because you can actually get this holster from the season reward track as well. So if you've already unlocked this holster, great. You can just equip it and have a Dilemma mask. This holster is amazing, to say the least, and I might actually start using it with this build instead of the Coyote mask. But I'm still testing between the two. But there is a small con if you decide to use the holster, and I'll explain what that is, but this is mainly what I'm testing. So the way this holster works is swapping your weapon will basically give you a 20% rate of fire and weapon damage buff, as well as a 50% magazine size and reload speed buff for 12 seconds. And what's cool is that you can refresh. So what I mean by refresh is that you can just swap your weapon and instantly refresh the timer without any cooldown. Crazy, right? I wouldn't be surprised if this holster winds up getting nerfed, so we might as well enjoy it while we can. But the con is that you will lose quite a bit of critical hit chance and critical hit damage. So I'm basically testing out the damage with these two, and so far I seem to do more damage with the Coyote mask. Which makes sense since the Coyote mask grants additional critical hits, and critical hits are what marks the enemy with Negotiator. And unfortunately, this holster doesn't seem to come with critical hit damage, just crit chance and weapon handling, because I've tried re-rolling it a couple times at the crafting station to no avail. But nevertheless, this holster still makes an excellent alternative. So I'm going to show you guys the stats, but for the gear pieces, I have critical hit damage rolled on all of my pieces, except for the backpack. So I have critical hit chance on the backpack and critical hit chance and damage rolled on the vest. So here are the stats with the holster equipped. About 53% critical hit chance and 139% critical hit damage. But with the Coyote mask, it's 48% critical hit chance and 165% critical hit damage. So you can see my critical hit damage is much higher. So one thing I'd like to shed some light on for anyone who may not know, critical hit chance caps at 60%. So since I'm wearing the Coyote mask, I'm deliberately staying at 48% critical hit chance to leave room for the Coyote mask bonus, because you get an additional 10% critical hit chance from the mask when you're 15 to 25 meters from an enemy. So the mask will basically cap out my critical hit chance, which is great because remember, critical hits are what marks the enemy, so having your critical hit chance capped out is beneficial. Okay, so for the weapon specialization, I'm currently using Survivalist for the 10% protection from elites, which isn't much, but I don't know if it's just me, but I feel like the NPCs are hitting way harder after the update for some reason. Let me know what you guys think about that because maybe I'm just tripping, I don't know. But for the skills, I'm using the Ballistic Crusader Shield. For those who have been following me and watching my videos for some time now, you probably figured out how much I love this ballistic shield. It's extremely viable in PVE and helps tremendously with survivability. However, it isn't everyone's cup of tea, so go with whatever floats your boat. For the second skill, I'm using Decoy because it helps distract the NPCs when they start getting violent. But if you're running solo, I highly recommend using the Reviver Hive, especially if you're running heroic missions. Because imagine getting folded by NPCs towards the end, right before the checkpoint, and having to start from the beginning. That would suck. This is Prajna. I hope you found this video helpful. Thanks for watching, and if you're new to the channel, welcome. If you're already a subscriber, welcome back, and consider subscribing if you're new to the channel and leave a like. Also, if anyone is interested or looking for help with raids or incursions, or anything in-game related, then you're welcome to join the Sword Gaming Discord server. We have a growing community of Division players, so you can find a group to run the incursion or any of the raids if this is of interest to you. But please be kind and respectful to other members. Check the description for a link to the server, but if it expired, you can join from the link in the banner. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to leave them for me in the comment section. As always, keep it cool, keep it classy, and see you in the next video. Take care and peace out.